How we doing, everybody?
Hola,
Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will.
I'm Adri.
What are we playing today?
Santorini, New York.
Santorini, New York. So this is based off of the original Santorini, except for it has some distinct differences, I guess we'd say, some changes to the core gameplay. I decided to go ahead and give this a play. We've had it for a while. I bought it for Adri not last Christmas, Christmas before. Right? Because, yeah, you were down in Colombia when I showed you. So I bought this for Adri because Santorini, if you guys didn't know or have not watched our top 25 of all time or even last year's top 10, this is one of Adri's favorite games. I think it actually made it into the top 10 again this year. Actually, I think it was in the top 5 of all of your games.
5 or 10, but it was in one of
Yeah, it was like very, very, very low in the numberings. So, of course, figure she might like the New York version. So we're going to see how the difference is here, but we of course are going to play this now because there is a campaign for the regular Santorini. They've got a Pantheon edition where they are changing the buildings to make them more dynamic, fancier, because of course when the first Santorini came out, it was, you know, making molds and things like that was still kind of, you know, in its infancy, and now you got these huge games with tons of minis and stuff like that. But also it's going to include all the gods, including promo gods. They're changing one of the game modes. Instead of it being the way you play, it's now going to be called modes. So I know that includes the Golden Fleece and a couple other modes that they're going to have. And then the other thing is on the Kickstarter page you go out there, you'll see the new cooperative mode. So that you're basically playing Santorini while trying to complete objectives over the course of, I watched Ant Lab's gameplay, I think it's 20-ish, 20-something scenarios. And as you go, you unlock new things, unlock new gods that can possibly help you in future, hi Bella, future scenarios.
Beanies.
All right, so Bella, you need to pick a direction, sweetie. Get in your bed. There we go. All right, guys, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and flip over the camera, and I will give you a rundown of how this plays. So here we are. We are set up for a 2-player game of Santorini, New York. And why is that?
Because there are two builders.
Two builders.
In New York.
In New York City. New York City, more specifically, this is the Manhattan section. As you can see, we also have our painted minis. I knocked these out real quick right before the stream today. Because, of course, we always want to show off our painted minis when we do a gameplay. Because why?
Because we like it.
Well, we like painted minis, but what else do we do for painted
because
minis?
we have an incentive if you donate to the Niños for from
certain
Extra
amounts.
Life,
Yeah.
certain amounts. Then we have different levels of painting styles.
Painting quality, painting
Not
options,
quality.
quantity.
I would say style.
It's styles
Yeah,
and quantity.
and
Yeah.
quantity.
So yeah, you can donate down below if you would like to have, well, your Santorini or any other game painted. Check out those incentives. But yes, in Santorini, what we're trying to do is do one of 3 different win conditions. One is by getting to the top level, just like in regular Santorini. So if you can get all the way to the top level, you win. You can't just go like that, right? You're going to have to build different levels as you build up, and then finally build up the 3rd section here to make it to the top, right? The other thing, of course, you have is another win condition, which is based on your engineer. This particular engineer says if you can put on a roof, you can win the game, of course, as long as you have the Statue of Liberty. Now, that is one thing that has changed from regular Santorini, is you have to have the Statue of Liberty to win any of the win conditions. So getting to the 3rd level, have to have her to win. Adding the roof, have to have her to win. Now, the one thing that isn't clear is whether or not the roof can only be on the 3rd level, I'm guessing. I would imagine you can't cap off the 2nd level.
No.
Doesn't specifically say, so I'm going to say it's got to be on the 3rd level. Otherwise, that would be way too easy because they'd just be like, okay,
These are
build
all
a
the
roof.
same?
Yeah. No. Yeah, these are all the same size. So on regular Santorini, you have actually 3 different sizes. These are all the same. They just look different. No, they have different like things like here. Yeah, some of them just have like big windows at the top.
That's the same.
Oh, okay. So they're all the same.
They all have.
So all that just says they're all the same. So that's the same. Most of that's the same as regular Santorini. The other is if you're the only person left. Our current setup, I don't know how that would come into play, but there are additional contractors, I don't know what they call them in the back of the game, roles. There are additional roles that you can choose from for variability, same as regular Santorini. These are what's going to replace the gods. So in the beginning game, they recommend you start with the iron worker, the NYPD officer, the subway operator, and the engineer. So this is where the key differences in the gameplay occur, right? So on your turn, you're going to play or choose one of the cards from your hand. So we both started with 5 cards in our hands. This does play up to 5 players. There's more cards over there, which is a discard pile. And we're going to play a card. When we play a card, it's going to do 3 things. The person with the highest number is going to get the Statue of Liberty. The person with the lowest is going to go first. Let me just double check I've got that. Highest is statue.
Yeah.
Highest is statue, yeah. So highest is statue, lowest is you get to go first. All right. So the second thing is the cards are going to feature one of the 4 roles. So the first role is the Iron Worker. So basically, if you play that card on your build, you must build in 2 different spaces. If you play the NYPD officer, she says on your move, your worker may move into basically move into a space that contains an opponent's worker, and then you can push them out the way. You can force them to another square. The subway operator allows you to move through things. Basically, think of it as going underground, and you can pop out on the other side. And the engineer is, during your turn, it is possible to build, at the start of your turn, before moving, if it's possible, you can build a skyscraper. Yeah, so you can build a skyscraper, put that on there. They just block things. With her, that's their only purpose, is they block things. I did not look through the other engineers to see if maybe there's one that says build the last one or build a specific one. I don't know. There may be other ones. But then the other thing is she does give you that extra win condition, which is to build a rooftop while possessing the Statue of Liberty. That is pretty much it. So we're just going to move, build, and do whatever our worker card says to do. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Thanks for the super chat. Fist bump. Fist bump there. Fist bump there. Yeah. Don't fist bump your screen. We don't need you punching a hole in your screen. All right, so we do need to determine who goes first. How do we do that?
With our 20-sided extra life die from Children's Miracle Network,
Yes.
Because,
as we mentioned earlier,
we support the niños with donations. We motivate you to donate.
Down below.
So you can use the links down below.
Yep.
To help the niños, and I'm gonna roll this in the war.
And we do want to mention that, of course, I will be backing the full Pantheon Deluxe all in. No, that's just short rolls are fine. So that is a natural 20. That is a crit 20. So on a crit 20, we do ask that you do a super chat or a super thanks if you're watching this later. We already got a super chat from Peter, so we thank Peter for that super chat. All that money, as well as the membership money, does go to Los Niños. All right. So that is even. That means Audrey gets to go first. So you get. That just means you get the. Well, no.
No, we have.
There is no. It's just so you know where your person goes. You're first. You go on the 1 spots. I go on the 2 spots. So 2. Yeah. There we go. All right. But as I was mentioning, because of the Pantheon, we will be doing a giveaway for our painted copy of Santorini with the Golden Fleece at some point in the future. I don't know if we'll wait for the Pantheon edition to come in, or we might do it as one of our milestones. Who knows? So make sure that you subscribe down below. All right, so now we do need to we simultaneously put our card down, and then we will go from there. All right, so we got to figure out where we want to move and what we want to do. Oh, and the cards actually have Okay, it just has the ability on the bottom of the card. So that way you don't have to read over there. So that's nice.
Oh, okay.
I think the first round is just going to be hard because it's kind of hard to say what you want to do when nothing's out there. All right. So I played a 7 ironworker. Avdi played a 16. So I get the statue. That means
Why?
Avdi gets to go first. Oh no,
The
highest.
other way.
The other way. So Avdi's got the statue. And then I get to go first. All right. So I got to move and build. Move. Build. Oh, hang on. I have to build twice. Because that's what the ironworker does.
Oh, before moving your marker, if possible, be discussed. But is if possible?
If possible, that means you have to do it. Yeah, if possible. So before you do that, you have to place one of the buildings.
So that means that we don't go to that place anymore.
Yeah, it means you can't go, yeah, it means we can't go there. Basically, it condenses the board down. So that was like, remember in Santorini, that was one thing. You could run to the other side of the board and kind of stay over there. This kind of condenses
So we
the
always
board.
have to build also next to us, right?
Yes, adjacent to you. Now you move. I put you back where you started.
No. Ay. Okay.
All right. So we play again.
This one discard?
Yeah, on top of the pile. It gets shuffled and then we deal again once we get down to our last card. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Tama tu torre.
So
Tama tu
that
start.
means Abdi gets to go first. I have the Statue de Libertalia. That came out really good with the speed paints. Like this is supposed to be for phantasms.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for the it's phantasm green, I think.
Oh wait, I got this one. So
Well, she just said she'd go under buildings. That's all. There's no buildings to go under yet. All right. All right. What are you trying to figure out?
we can go on top of them or only
Yes.
until there is.
No, you can go on top. You can only go up one level. You can go one level higher than where you are.
No, carta.
Yeah, it's different because you got to play the card where regular Santorini, you just keep going. Right. 25. So you go first. Junior Polk. Do will Pali.
You're showing me your cards.
Oh, lo siento. Okay. 13, 1. So I keep the statue. go first. And this one's the one where you got to build twice. Got to move first. Hi. Uptown Funk. YMCA Uptown Funk.
So I build twice, I don't move twice.
Yeah, you move once and then build twice from where you moved in 2 different locations. All right. Here. 1, 2. All right. So now we got to shuffle.
Oh.
Shuffle, and we get a brand new.
Oh, without this one. Okay.
Do we plays please? Oh, you mean play the Wii? I think it says Wii. Like WII, the Wii? You mean the old school video game system? We don't have the Wii, so unfortunately we cannot play Wii games. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 and 4. Hello, children. How are you today? We are good. Los niños de Extra Life necesitan más dinero para enfermo.
Okay, we play.
All right, yeah. So. Alright. Right, and there. So 18, Audrey. Alright, so I'm gonna go here, which pushes you up. Build key. Speak English, please. Lo siento, necesita hablar español porque es Duolingo. Adri is Duolingo. I am barely solo-lingual.
Oh, build a skyscraper.
Yeah, you have to build that before you move, with whichever one you're going to move.
Can you move? Can you jump a diagonal?
Yes.
No.
But I can't
build it
move,
here?
but I can't move twice is the thing. It's still going to take me 2 turns to get up there. So you would have to get over there to...
So I have to move with her because I place it next to her, or can I move with her? But then I can put this.
Do I have a DS? No, we do not have a DS.
No.
Can we do Super Mario Brothers? We don't do video games. We do board games. We used to do video games. We used to play Pokemon. Oh. Discard. Descarta. So the problem is, yeah, I need to be able to go. It's going to take me 2 turns to get up there. Okay. Actually, I should not have played this one right now. Dang it. It's going to take me a couple more turns because I have to get the... And the thing is, you can't start your turn on there and win. You have to have it when you do the win condition. Oh, what are you doing? No, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just I'm the subway operator. I get you. You get the.
See.
You didn't even build something.
See, I did. I have.
No, you got to do her ability. Actually, see, it says just build a roof. I'm really wondering if it has to be 3 high. Like, technically, you could win right now with her. If it doesn't need to be 3 high, you can technically win with her right now. Yeah, I think it's got to be 3 high. It just doesn't seem right to be anything less than 3 high. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I will go there. Can you play Talking Tom? I don't know what Talking Tom is. Oh, you gotta do your engineer thing first. So, those are your only 2 options. I don't know why I moved him. That was a stupid move. I should have moved her because then I could have just put a 2 there. I could still go angles, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, and then move.
Yeah, move and build. All right. One, two, three. And you
I
keep.
have
You have all the engineers. All right. So, oops. Let me do what I should have done the last time. Move here. And build. And build.
This one is what? Oh.
Oh, before you moved. Hang on. Before you moved, you had to build a building.
Why?
Because she has to. If you can, you must do that first. Get by you. Adjacent space. Okay, now you can move here and build your thing. All right. Descarta. ¿Listo? Right.
What?
Subway. Subway, you move to the first open space, and then I had to build. So I built a roof. The roof. The roof. The roof is
I
on fire.
know.
I see.
To the first unoccupied space passing through. Ah.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias.
What is this 2 things for? I thought it was to put the.
No, it's
statue
just the
there.
roof. The statue is the first player marker. That's all the statue is. It's the first player marker.
So these are
Or not
like.
the first player marker. It's the win condition marker. They're smokestacks.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, officer. Where are you going?
But don't you just win?
No, because I didn't play the engineer. That's only if
Oh,
I
you
would've
don't
played
have
the
this
engineer,
one.
and I don't have that either.
Mhm.
Can we talk to you? Well, what do you want to talk about? You've just been spamming chat.
Oh wait. Okay. I don't have to move you, right? Because I can't.
So now I'm wondering if I did that right. I might not have done that right.
Okay.
Because it says you must move north, south, east, west.
To the first unoccupied
to
space.
the first unoccupied space. Oh, but I couldn't have climbed that building. Yeah, so that's the first one I could have gotten to because I couldn't climb the building because it was already too high. Okay. All right. Descartas. Mas. Can you go to Subway? Well, if you have a driver's license and you have money, you can go to Subway. Anybody can go to Subway. You can eat fresh, as they say. All right. Are you talking about our Subway operator? For that, you need to have a token. Right. Okay. That's para ti. That's para me. Okay. Can you play Mario Run? Well, if you have Mario Run installed on your phone, I guess you can. One, two, three. Oish. You win. Adri wins.
Well, who was it?
It was the guy. The guy went down and killed the girl, and the girl leapt out of the way at the restaurant. There we go. So that is the first one. That is Adri wins that one. So we will go ahead and set up for another game. So to do that, you have to... I guess we just switch all four, and then we don't have to worry about redoing the deck. Yeah, that'll work. I'll just get 4 new ones. You just need to take everything off the board. Just get 4 new ones. That way we don't have to redo everything. All right. So who we got here? All right. So we got to see which one do we think sounds fun. So the foreman, your build, you must choose a neighboring worker and must then build 2 different spaces. So you still build 2 different spaces. Your build, if you do not build a rooftop, you must build a second time. Firefighter, share turn. Before moving and building with your worker, you must build underneath it. If this build is a rooftop, remove your worker from the game. Before moving and building, you must build underneath it. Oh, you build underneath of your worker. If this build is a rooftop, remove the worker from the game. Yeah, so I think rooftop's only on the 3rd one. Yeah, so this one can actually... Okay, so there's how you can not have any workers in the game. She's one of them. The Broadway actors, if possible, both of your workers must move and both must build. I guess we could really just do random because it's kind of sad they have it on both sides. So if you want to do random, you kind of just have to do the eyes closed method. Do that one. Oh, it is the firefighter. All right, so then we got the... Oh no, the engineer must be the same no matter what. Is she the only engineer? Oh yeah, the engineer is always her. So this is always the same. I thought there was more than one engineer. There is not. So we need all the engineer cards out of the deck. There's only one engineer. All right. So the specialists, we have the street vendor. Into your turn, if possible, force an opponent's worker that neighbors the block you built onto the block. Okay, so you're forcing the opponent that's beside what you just built on top of it. Night Guard, into your turn if possible, choose a neighboring opponent's worker. The opponent must immediately move that worker. Your Porter, if possible, force a neighboring opponent's worker north or south to the first unoccupied space, passing through anything in between. Fashion Designer, if possible, choose a neighboring worker. After moving your worker, force then choose the chosen worker into a vacated space. So the purple cards appear to be more like force you to do things, like it push them and stuff. There should be this many. The numbers that are there. So how many of those there should be?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
1, 2, 3,
Right, and then for the movers, there's only 2 movers. Taxi driver, your move, you must move your worker exactly 2 or 3 spaces in any direction, including diagonally, passing through anything in between. Tour bus setup, the youngest player places 1 skyscraper on the board. Your move, you must move your worker north, south, east, west to an unoccupied space that neighbors a skyscraper, passing through anything in between. Okay, so this one, you basically go to a skyscraper. This one, you have to go exactly 2 or 3 spaces, passing through things. Okay.
Hi, handsome.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? All right, so we got the taxi driver, the
But so
firefighter.
we keep this?
Well, no, now I gotta get the.
Oh, so we're just keeping the engineer here with us.
Engineer stays with us. Yep. Then we get the firefighter gets added in. And then we get the night guard. Night guard. And taxi driver.
They are so pretty. Oh,
So cute. The art. Yeah, so this is Mr. Cuddington's art. We really like Mr. Cuddington's art. He did, you know, he does Santorini, but he also does
but this card
Tidal
is not too big
Blades.
for me to shuffle. My hand is not too.
The Oddity's hands is not. She can't do this. on
No,
both
with this
sides.
card.
So the new Kickstarter. So I mentioned, of course, Santorini is up on Kickstarter. The new Kickstarter, they actually are putting in the new. I forget what they call their new special cards. It's the same PVC cards that they put in Radlands. So you don't shuffle much for Santorini, so I'm really wondering the purpose of it. It does cost $18. I'm adding it just because if I'm going to deluxify the game, let's completely deluxify the game. Can we talk to you? Well, the last thing you talked about was Subway, and we really weren't interested in Subway. All right, so we do need to, let's say loser goes first, right?
Yes, niños.
So I lost, so I go first. So I don't think it really matters. Honestly, now that we think about it, it really doesn't matter in those 2 spaces. So you can put your 2 out there on the 2s.
Okay. On the 2s.
All right. So we got all of our buildings back. So Oddity currently is holding the medal. She won the first game. So we're probably not going to do best out of 3. We just wanted to show the advanced characters as well. So some of the different characters. All right. First play is the hardest. All right.
Oh!
We did the same thing. All right. Well, you have the higher number, so you get the statue.
Mm-hmm.
Get the lower number, meaning I go first.
I also have to build.
Yep. See, now it's like we both did that. And it would have been better if we would have gotten the tour bus driver instead of the taxi driver because he needs all those. Can you? Can we what? We mentioned talking to you, and you mentioned Subway. But unfortunately, we discuss board games here. So unless you want to talk about a board game, or something maybe related to New York City. New York City. Discard.
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 Discard. Wait, I don't know what I did. Okay.
All right. YMCA? Who wants to sing at the YMCA? All right. Ta-ta, ta-ta. All right, so I'm lower, so I go first. So I have to build underneath of myself first. And then I'm going to move. And then I'm going to build.
You must move your worker exactly 2 or 3 spaces in any direction.
Yeah, so you have to go 2 or 3 spaces.
Passing through anything in between.
Yeah, so kind of like I did with the subway person.
So 1, 2.
Yeah, you have to go exactly 2 spaces. Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
Why did you say you had to build under your?
Because I played the firefighter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, discard.
Oh. I messed up. Should have saved this one. So this one, before moving and building your worker, you must build underneath.
Worker, yeah, you have to build underneath yourself first.
Oh, if this build is a rooftop.
Yeah, so you don't ever want to play that card when you're on the third floor. Or if you had one of them that allowed you to do a push, and you saw somebody else played a firefighter, you could push them into the third floor, and then the firefighter would basically knock them out. You have to move first tomorrow. Move primero. That's game.
Oh, why did you jump that high?
I had to put it underneath myself first, and now I'm taking my turn to move. So I said we were going to play 3, but that was really quick.
See.
Otro más? Uno más? Uno más?
Sí, uno
That's
más.
2 out of 3. All right, same characters?
Yeah, we didn't get to play them all, I think. No, maybe we did. No, we didn't play the night guard.
The night guard. Yeah, I was looking at the night guard. All right, so take everything down. So now Junior's asking his dad if he can go to Subway, I guess. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so you go on the 1 spots. Go on the 2 spots. I saw that. I was like, should I be nice? Should I say you? Because sometimes I am. I'm like, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. I was like, nah, we'll go. I'll go ahead.
So I go first because I lose.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, we go at the same time. That's just for placement. There really is no first player in this version.
Wait, let me read.
All right. So you get the statue. So you build right here in the middle. Go here. And I'll build again. Otra vez.
But this one says, if possible, choose a neighboring opponent's worker.
At the end of your turn. Yeah. So if you're next to me at the end of your turn, then you
have to move.
Yeah, I have to move. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be on the same level. So that's another way to get somebody off of a higher level. So say, for example, I was here, and then at the end of your turn, oh, I moved the wrong guy. I moved you, not me. So let's do the same thing. Do the same thing, but in the opposite direction. But say, for example, say you ended your turn here, and I was here, then you would force me off of here. That's you. You're right. Never mind. I was like, wait a minute, you just moved mine like I moved yours. Okay.
So then you're not next to me, adjacent to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm neighboring you. So I have to move. Okay. Well, I can move either one, or do I have to move both of them?
No, choose one of.
Oh, no, you choose.
Adney.
Yeah, so you have to choose which one you want me to move.
This one?
This one?
Yeah, but where? I mean.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna move me far. Okay.
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 Estos.
Un momento. Yeah, okay. Okay, tú primero.
Did you have the Statue of the Liberty when you win last time?
Yes. Because that's I played a high enough fireman. I played the highest fireman, which is 23. I just happened to have that card at that time because that was like a perfect play. All right, so you have to build under your worker first. And then, no, you gotta move.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh! You see what I was trying to do, right? Because I figured 22 would have been high enough, and I would have kept it. And I would have put the roof in.
Yeah, so I also cannot. Yeah, of course.
So you basically win.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony wins. There we go. That is Santorini, New York. Anthony gets the
there are
extra life medal.
25.
Yeah, so it's nice. It does show you the numbers on the cards, you know, what the highest and lowest are. All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip over and give our first impressions. So, of course, this is our first impressions of this particular mode. We've played Santorini in the past. So the first thing to go over are the components. I have I got one major gripe and one minor gripe. The minor gripe is the cards. The card quality isn't the greatest, but it is a retail game. You can usually pick it up for like $20 or so on Amazon, link down below. But my major gripe is the board. The board is warped beyond belief. And I looked on BGG and everybody says they have that same problem. And the problem is you can't even really make it flat. Like normally you would be able to flatten it out because a dual layer board would be the same. Remember we talked about how dual layer boards, because of the glue, it causes more warping. You can't on this one because if you placed a book when it's face down, this would be touching the ground, this would not, so this is going to warp it down.
Oh,
if you do it this way, the book will be sitting here, the book won't be sitting there, so you'd have to put some other cardboard in the corners to. It's just an annoyance. It didn't really impact our gameplay. Otherwise, the rest of the components are fine. I like the buildings. They are a little bit squishier than these ones are. These are squishy. Oh, the minis are squishy too. So compared
How can you squeeze that?
Compared to regular Santorini, these minis are a little bit squishier. Again, that usually happens when it's a retail mass market version of a game.
I see.
Versus a normal. I unboxed the Lord of the Rings storybook game, and same thing. The minis were very rubbery. These are fine. These are the same. They're the same sturdiness. What do you think about the components?
Yeah, they sound different.
Yeah, they're different material.
I like everything, and I agree with you with the board. I like that they have this though, because it does not.
Now
it prevents this from
the
moving.
nice thing about that is the Pantheon edition. They're adding a plastic grid that goes over top the board. So I guess they learned their lesson from the dual layer board on this one. So the Pantheon edition, they're going to have the same thing. So then you're right, because that was one thing we always had a problem with the things moving around.
Yeah.
You said you like the art.
I love the art.
It's so cute. The little cute art.
I mean, these cards are big, but I don't know. I still like it, and I like that.
Once you know the abilities.
The ability is there. So I mean, some people may understand this better than this. Some people, or if you cannot read because you're far, then I think it is.
Well, and like we always
really
talk
useful.
about language independence, right?
Yeah.
So by having the icons at the bottom, basically, as long as somebody can tell them what the rule is, they still have the iconography at the bottom to allow them to play the game.
What is this dot in here?
That somebody else asked that same thing on. Oh, it shows if it's what level it is. So the dot on my 2 is at the bottom. This is the lowest number of this set. This 20 is the third highest number. So if you look on here, 20 is the third highest. So it identifies. Oh, I guess I can go out to BGG and explain it. Yeah, there's these little dots. So that's actually really nice too. It basically tells you. The little white dots tell you where it is with the other cards of that same suit or that same color. So like the 22 is the highest, so it's got the dot there at the top, which is why I thought I had that one. All right, so the next are the mechanics. So it has the core Santorini mechanics, move and build. It has abilities, but they're shared abilities. So the main thing it added was needing to have the first player marker, or basically the Statue of Liberty, to win, and then adding the additional buildings, which basically act as blockers. So one, it compresses the board down, so everybody's playing kind of together, but two, you could kind of set up a wall and go over here and hang out and build. And then you have that final win condition, which is building the roof on top of. Again, I'm thinking the third level is the only place you can build a roof, because the firefighter card made sense of that too, because on the firefighter card it said placing, well, yeah, even in regular Santorini you can only put it on that top one, remember, because that was the only one that was round. Okay, so I'm just for some reason I know that, but I guess it wasn't mentioned in the rule book that it has to be the third layer to place a roof. So what do you think of all the differences?
I mean, it's still Santorini with. I like the shared ones, the shared
which is
abilities.
kind of like the Golden Fleece. Remember the Golden Fleece? It was one god, and we shared that god if we were standing next to it.
But we still had gods that were.
We didn't have our god powers. We only played with just the shared god power.
But
now, I don't know if the Golden Fleece you can do both. We'll find out, because we're going to play the Golden Fleece. We're going to play Santorini on Thursday.
Regular Santorini.
But having them shared means that you have a better idea of what each person can do.
Yes.
You also have more than one ability.
Yeah, no, but I think that before we played, because I remember we had to have the instructions with the because we didn't have these cards, which is
we did, but that was the base game.
Okay.
That was base game, and then we played the heroes. The heroes, you have to have the hero.
Oh, okay. Well, then what I meant is that I like that it is shared, and that it depends on the card that you play. So you also, from your card, you can choose. I mean, you can play your card based on the ability of the character, or the number to see. I mean, it depends if you need to be first, if you need to get the statue. So I think that's really nice.
So it adds a little bit. And that's the thing. I think it adds a little bit more complexity because of that. Because like you said, you have to think about your move and your opponent's move. So I'm like, all right, you have the statue. I need to get the statue from you. Otherwise, you're going to win. But can I win at the same time? Because if I knew I couldn't get the statue from you, I should have played a lower card. But when I played the 22, I'm like, I don't think she's going to play something higher than 24. And she plays the highest purple card. Actually, the highest card in the game. No, second highest. Second highest card in the game. All right, so it does add a little bit more strategy by doing that card play action instead of, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like that, versus you go, I go, you go, I go. Right? So you can look at the cards in your hand. Like when I was like, oh, wait. The reason I said, oh, wait, is because I wanted to keep her in my hand. So then I played the other guy instead.
Okay.
That's why I did that. because I wanted to play her, and I'm like, oh, that's a high number. I'll be able to get the statue and win, and that didn't work. So I like the little changes that they added to it. Do you think any of the changes you don't like as much or don't work?
No, I mean, I think it is something. I mean, I still love the basic one. I love this one too, and I love the other versions as well. So I think everything is so well done and so like
Streamlined.
joined, and it makes it work really good.
Yeah. So this Gordon Hamilton, thumbs up.
Yes.
I really likes your work, right? Next is difficulty. So comparatively, I guess, as a difficult game, it says 8+. Santorini itself is not a terribly difficult game until you get into some of the god powers. With this one, you start with those powers and it has a little bit of extra things. Do you think that this is still an entry weight game, or do you think maybe it was made for people that have already played Santorini?
I think I don't know. I mean, learning how this works and how you need to move and that, I don't think that is difficult.
No.
So I think that maybe if you have played other games before, you might be able to play this as the first time you play Santorini. For somebody who does not play games, I think this one is easier than the one of the gods, because again, you share the ability, so it is repeated. So then you repeat it, the opponent repeats it, so you kind of get it easier.
Yeah, well,
faster.
the only problem, and this is what I was checking in the rulebook, is there is no base Santorini rules in here.
Oh.
So with Santorini, it had 3 modes: no gods, basic gods, advanced gods, right? So you can move up. There is no roll card option. I mean, you could play it because that's basically just base Santorini, move, build, which is technically what I don't know if I told you this. Santorini is based on a really old game called Santorini.
I think you said
which was just cubes, and you build the cubes, and you built the little dome on top. It was a wooden game.
I think you said
Yeah.
that.
So you could play that. The rules are not in this rule book, which I think is unfortunate, right? That somebody would have to know Santorini to know that they could technically play without the roll cards for a beginner. So, but no, I don't feel like it's too difficult.
No.
I think not having those training wheels could add a little bit of a learning curve, especially for younger kids. Maybe playing
But I think the icons help a lot too. I mean, you really don't have to memorize anything.
No, but I think the strategizing.
Yes, the strategy
with using the cards is more difficult.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right, next is Fun at 2. So we like Santorini at 2. It's a nice little head-to-head puzzle.
We haven't played it with more players.
We haven't played it with more players, and in the original Santorini, it was it could go up to a 3-player game. This can go up to a 5-player game.
Ooh.
I don't know if I would like Santorini at 3. We've never played it at 3, but I could see how it could work. Actually, I think the original could go up to 4 because you could do teams, which I don't like. I don't like teams in an abstract strategy. That I don't think ever works. But I think 5 would be way too many people. I think they made 5 because people were asking for a 5-player version of Santorini.
It would be a super good game.
Can you imagine having 5?
Very crowded.
Yeah, I mean, when you start the board, you're already taking up almost a third of the board just putting the placement of the workers out. I don't know. I don't think I would want to ever play 5.
I don't know. Hey, does it say anything about playing with just one character? I mean, I never moved. No, I think I moved this one.
No, you don't have to. You don't
this
have to
one.
move both your. No, you don't have to use your characters. It's just
You
choose the worker and you go. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think it's graded too. I think that this works just as well as original Santorini too. It's a head-to-head battle. It's an abstract strategy. It works along the lines of most old abstract strategies, which were all 2-player games: chess, checkers, original Santorini. Right? It's that mind battle, and I think it works good at 2. Again, don't know 3 or 4 because we've not played it. I would probably never want to play this at 5, and actually 4, considering it's not teams, I don't know if I'd want to play at 4 either.
I don't know. I think also we could try it at 3. I would be maybe interested in knowing what happens. But 4 or 5, yeah, I think it's too much.
So we can find out. We'll take it down with us to Colombia before we do a giveaway of it, if we're going to give this one away. We don't know. But we could take it to Colombia because we have 5 people.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll try. All right. The last thing is the theme. So the Santorini is a game system, and I don't know why. And there's a whole thread on BGG about this. Why they didn't call it New York, a Santorini game. Kind of like with pandemic, they say blah blah blah, a pandemic game or a pandemic system, right?
Okay.
Instead, they called it Santorini, New York, or even somebody else said make it New York Santorini.
Right. Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say that because the big name that you can see is New York,
and that's what it's meant to be. It's supposed to be
exactly.
New York.
So if Santorini was if Santorini was not here but here, what would you say? Let's play New York.
I think, and honestly, even on that, it would be Manhattan, because Santorini is the island area of Greece. Manhattan is the island area that we're building of New York.
Okay.
So, either way, the theme is that you are in the 20th century and you're building up buildings, and you are, building up buildings. I mean, I guess for thematicness would be the characters that are being built, or the characters' powers. Because again, the theme is slapped on it. It is. The theme does make it more attractive because it's cuter and more fun to play with. I think some of the player power, some of the character powers worked. The tour bus driver, he wants to take you from famous location to famous location. The subway, you went down, under, came back up. The night guard she's coming, I guess, doing a patrol, and then you're having to run away from her. So for the most part, the firefighter was weird. I don't know why you're building up. I guess it's like a ladder, like
probably
you're building your ladder, maybe. So there is a little bit of thematicness there. But overall, do you like the theme of this one versus the other, or about the same?
Oh, I like both. I mean, I like it. I like the city theme, the building, and I think also it is. I mean, I can see it. I know it could be something else and still play it similar, but I like the theme, how it is
represented. Yeah. So, all right. So that is Santorini, New York. Like I said, Santorini Pantheon Edition is up on Kickstarter right now. If you want to go back, of course, always back at $1. If you're not sure, you can always upgrade in the Pledge Manager. If you want to watch our Santorini playthrough, what do they need to do?
Subscribe. Activate notifications. Follow us on social media.
Follow us on social media.
Don't forget the niños.
Para los niños, make sure you donate, clicking the link down below for Extra Life. We should be real close to one of our giveaways, and like we said, we will be doing a giveaway for one or maybe even both Santorinis, painted copies. Don't know. With that said, guys, till next time.
Adios.
Peace.